I'm all right. Hell no. Joaquin said dominate, and we not doing it.
Here from the 3. Streaks across the 30. He might be gone.
It's up. Gaston to the right. Oh,
they got blockers. They got blockers. They've got a lane.
Into the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. Darrell Langham with the grab.
Stars intercepted. Look out. Trajan Bandy, the true freshman. We got the truth again.
Because when the U is on and the U brings it, there's nothing like it. We got to get there. And it's going to take everybody.
What's up, Canes fam? It is Thursday, and you know what that means. Well, it means we're one day closer to Friday, end of the work week. But more importantly, it means we are almost to Saturday, game day. Thursdays is when we drop our preview of our next opponent, and this week it is the number 18 USF Bulls. University of South Florida, and there's been a lot of heated debate on X if they are actually from South Florida. Tampa, usually considered West Florida, West Central Florida, but as a team that plays in Miami Gardens, the school is in Coral Gables, and we call ourselves the Miami Hurricanes. I'm not going to get into that argument. It is what it is. But we got a good one this weekend, folks. We don't have a college huddle partnership with a USF podcast, so normally we do a opponent interview, but we do not have that this week, so it is just me going solo. But glad you're here, glad you're listening. Let's get excited for some Canes football, all right? USF, let's talk a little Bulls action. Before we actually get into the actual USF team, I'm sorry, folks. Finding my notes here. Yes, okay. Before we get into the actual USF team, let me just talk about one thing real quick, and that is there's been a lot of discussion about the atmosphere at Hard Rock. Maybe not so much the atmosphere, but the DJ Volume, I believe he is called. Listen, a lot of people are getting into some arguments about the music that's being played, specifically surrounding the Sweet Caroline. When everyone is singing along to that, I believe it happens sometime during the second quarter. Here's the thing. Every team now has a song, it seems, that the whole crowd comes together and sings it. It's kumbaya, good times. Miami hasn't had that, so I'm all for it. And coming from somebody, I live in New York now, I'm a lifelong diehard New York Yankees fan. So I've never been able to sing that song and not think of the Red Sox. I've never been able to enjoy that song, and now I can. So I'm all for it. People are saying it doesn't match Miami, whatever. It's a song that everybody knows. It's good vibes. It's good times. Let's just let it happen, all right? We're trying. I love the We Will Rock You thing going into the fourth quarter. I think that's pretty cool. I like that way better than Club Miami or whatever we were doing last year. So you know what? Let's just, if the crowd's into it, and it seems like they are, everyone's singing along, let's just be happy, okay? Glad we could address that. I know everyone was waiting for my take on that. USF. So they're entering this game with the best resume in the country, okay? They beat number 18 Boise State, then number 18 Boise State to start the season. Boise State's now unranked because of that loss. And then they went on the road and beat the number 13 Florida Gators, who are now unranked because of that loss. So with those two big ranked wins, one of them being on the road in supposedly a tough environment of the Swamp, they've got the best resume in football. They are now ranked number 18, and they're coming into this game. The vibes could not be higher for that program. So what we need to do is we need a packed Hard Rock Stadium. I'm a bit of a hypocrite saying that because I will not be there, but I know some people from Miami Knights, Kurt specifically, will be there in Section 343 holding it down, so really hoping for a good crowd. 4:30 kickoff on the CW Network prime time. Listen, this is USF's first taste of success in years, and we have a chance to catch them with some big heads. We have a chance. they're coming in here feeling great. They're hearing all the national pundits talking about how good USF is, how if USF wins this game, they should be ranked top 5 in the country, et cetera, et cetera. And we have a chance to catch them on that high and squash them like a bug. I'm thinking they could come into Hard Rock and the place is rocking, and they're like, it's kind of that slap in the face, like, whoa, this came all on us quick. This was supposed to be kind of a sleeper game, not much going on with it, and now it's this giant game that the nation is watching. We've got a chance to really catch them, and they're not prepared for it. They're not prepared for that atmosphere. They're not prepared for the intensity of our team, the physicality, all of that good stuff. So that's what I'm expecting. I really hope the Rock is rocking, because when it is a difficult place to play, and it can be very intimidating. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I'm sick. The jokes of Miami Stadium are long gone. We've won 8 straight. People have seen what it's like when that place is packed under the lights. Miami Nights, baby. 4:30 kickoff, so sun will be setting, what time's the sun setting these days? Around 7, I guess. So it'll be nighttime for the fourth quarter. Club Miami, we will rock you. Whatever. And that's good for Miami, too, here, because we avoided a trap game. This, with Florida, looking into, before the season started, this is kind of your classic trap game with you come off Notre Dame, start the year, you got Bethune-Cookman, then you're looking ahead to that Florida matchup next week, and it's very easy to kind of look past this USF team on a kind of a sleeper 4:30 game at home, and that's all out the window. This is a big one now, a chance to get another ranked win on the schedule, so no sleeper game there, which is really, really good news. Alex Golish said after the Florida game, this ain't the same old South Florida, my brother. And he is correct. USF is on the right trajectory here. If we think about what happens when a new coach comes in, and what Miami has also experienced, it's that lose big, lose small, win big. Golish took over a team coming off a 3-year span in which they won a total of 4 games with Jeff Scott. Let me repeat that, folks. 3 years, they won 4 games, and then Golish took over. And since then, they've gone 7-6, 7-6, and now they're off to their 2-0 start. So they're building a good program in Tampa. It is in South Florida, in West Central Florida, whatever you want to call it. Alex Golish, he's a good coach. We got to admit it. The guy is a really good coach, and this USF team is trending in the right direction. And so this is just a giant game for their program. They've already won 2 huge games for their program, and this one is no different. This team starts and ends with their QB, right? Byron Brown. He's their own recruit, their own guy who is now a senior. Hard to believe that he's already in his 4th year. And he was out for the year last year after 5 games, but he did play against Miami, if I'm sure you remember. He was 19 of 30, 254 passing yards, and had 14 carries for only 27 yards. So all in all, our defense did a really good job of containing him. Last week against Florida, he was very efficient, 23 of 36, 263 yards and a touchdown, and he also rushed 17 times for 66 yards. So this offense starts and ends with him. He's a big physical guy. He is super efficient now. He actually broke their program record, 240 straight passing attempts without throwing an interception. So he's playing really good football, and that's going to be our biggest test. I think if Miami's shown any weakness to start the season, it's being able to stop a running quarterback. It start with C.J. Carr in Notre Dame. It was the QB draw that was killing us. And then against Bethune-Cookman, it was the scramble and losing contain that was killing us. So quarterbacks kind of running around on us and picking up some extra yards has been, if there's any weakness to start the season, that's been it. And so that's going to be, I think, our biggest test. Can we just make Byron Brown beat us through the air? Kurt mentioned that on our show on that dropped on Monday. Again, we do our normal full podcast that drops Monday. This is just that quick preview to get you going into the weekend and get you prepped. So Kurt mentioned it. Like, let's make him beat us through the air. We cannot have Byron Brown controlling us with his legs, and running all over us. So, and that's both design QB runs and also kind of improvising on the play, scrambling around, losing contain. So that'll be our biggest test for sure. USF has a decent rushing game. They have a very experienced offensive line. They got an experienced team in general. I think they're bringing back 33, or I think they have 33 seniors on their team, if I have that right. It kind of sounds like a crazy stat, but I believe that is right. And they really hit the portal hard, so they are a very experienced team, a very senior-led team, and that's going to be something to watch. But their offensive line is experienced. Their offensive line is good. But their rushing game, their running backs they're decent, but to be honest with you, I'm not too worried about Miami keeping the rushing attack at bay as much as I am about keeping their quarterback running at bay. Their wide receiver core is going to be a nice little test for our secondary. Looking at their junior, Keyshawn Singleton, he made a great play against Florida. He's a really good football player, 6'3" junior out of Norcross, Georgia. Ever heard of it? I haven't. So it'll be a nice test for our defense. I think defense, this is going to be their, like, Notre Dame, because of the CJ Carr redshirt freshman, whatever, I don't even know what he was, freshman, first start against Miami, and then Bethune-Cookman. Like, this might be our defense's biggest test with a experienced quarterback, a good proven quarterback, and then Alex Golish, who's a offensive genius, coming out of, he had those great offenses at UCF, and then he followed Heupel to Tennessee, and they had that nation leading offense. And so the guy understands offense. He knows quarterbacks. He knows how to draw up the plays. So this will be a really good test for our secondary, specifically with those wide receivers. If we're going to make Byron Brown throw the ball, can we win that one-on-one coverage? Be something to look out for. And then on the other side, for USF defense, that's something that had really let them down in previous years. I believe it was 3 years ago, maybe they had literally the worst defense in college football. It's gotten a little better since, but this year is by far their best defensive unit they've had. Third year under Golish, and their linebacking core is pretty solid, and that was a huge weakness they had. So this is a much improved USF defense, even much improved from what we saw last year when we put up that 50-burger on them with Cam Ward. I don't expect that kind of offensive efficiency. I do expect improvement that we're going to see from USF there. Yeah, 30. I already said this. 33 seniors on the team. I had that right. All right. So, yeah, this is the best USF team they've had since 2017. So I know what we did to them last year. We can use a little bit of that as thinking about what this is. We're a better team, I think, overall than last year, too. I think our offense might even be better, at least efficient is the word that everyone's been using to describe this offense that we didn't have last year. So we'll see. But, yeah, it's hard to use last year's game as a target for what we think this year is going to look like, because these teams are just different. So just something to keep in mind. A notable number I have for this game is 0 turnovers. So both USF and Miami have not turned the ball over yet this year. In 2 games, I know we're only 2 games in, but still, these are 2 offenses that are working efficiently and keeping the ball safe. So whoever wins the turnover battle will have a huge advantage in this game, because that's just something that neither team has done. I expect there's got to be a turnover this game. I need a turnover, honestly, from our defense. So something to look out for. Both offenses have been efficient. Another number to look out for here is, I mentioned Byron Brown setting that record, 240 straight passing attempts without throwing a pick. Carson Beck has set his own record last week with 15 straight completions to start the game. So both quarterbacks are playing at a high level. Obviously, Miami has the advantage here at quarterback, but just trying to compare kind of the season they're off to. Like, on everything, like the big talking points, these teams are like kind of off to similar starts. Miami, I think, is a clear step above USF, but in these type of games, that's the kind of things that are going to keep it close and going to keep it interesting. How does Miami win this game? I mean, other than, Byron Brown, keeping him at bay, kind of maintaining that, it's kind of what's going to be how Miami's going to win every game, is controlling the line of scrimmage. So this is the best offensive line, defensive line USF will face all year. It's better than anything they faced in their first 2 games. If we can control and dominate the line of scrimmage like we have been, like I expect us to, we should be able to control this game. What we can't have is Byron Brown running all over us and kind of making these chaos plays, and this game gets a little sloppy, turns almost into this weird shootout thing. We can't have that. Our offense works in such a way, it's methodical, it's slow, it's pound and ground, it's picking up yards, like converting third and short a lot. We won't do well in these crazy shootout slop games. We need to be able to control the line of scrimmage, control ball possession, all that good stuff. It's good, clean football that Mario Cristobal's building, and that's how we win the game. We lose the game if Brown if we lose contain and control of him and kind of everything starts falling apart from there, like we have seen happen to Canes teams in the past with some quarterbacks like this. I don't expect that to happen. Okay, I know that this was quick. That was rapid fire talking a little Canes USF, but that's all I got for you. Listen, I expect us to win this game. I picked the final score to be 24-20. The more I've thought about that, I feel like that's kind of low. I think we could hold them to 20. I hope we score more than 24, but I don't know. This could be one of those games where it's like everyone's talking about the 2 offenses, but it's actually the defenses that really show out. And like I said, USF has a much improved defense. So it'll be interesting, but I just think we are the more physical team. We're bigger, we're stronger, we've got the better roster, and I think we're going to be fully ready for this. So I do expect Canes to win. I hope it's a little more easily and soundly than 24-20, but whatever. Like, I was texting my dad last week during the Bethune game how I was like, Bethune's running out the clock. Like, it should be a bigger score than this. We've only had 5 possessions, blah, blah, blah. And he's just like, I just care if we win. And yeah, that's the mentality you got to have. Win in advance. And that's what I expect the Miami Hurricanes to do on Saturday, 4:30 kickoff at The Rock, the CW Network. Get excited, people. It's going to be a good slate of college football. And then obviously after USF, like the USF game is when we start our state champs run. So it goes USF and then UF and then FSU. But don't look ahead. Mario Cristobal would not want you looking ahead. All right, let's focus on the Bulls. Let's just get it done. Like, this comments from Coach Cristobal have stuck with me. One of them is he talks about how if you don't get up every single Saturday and are fully prepared and go out there full intent, like taking that opponent as serious as you can, you're going to end up with a very bad day. And I know he's talking about his own team and his own guys, but as a fan, yeah. Like, there's games I go into as a fan thinking, like, it's kind of a boring one. Like, we should win easily. This was literally Middle Tennessee State a few years ago. And you're just like, here we go. It's going to be a blowout. And then the game starts, and you just know right away, you're like, uh-oh, we don't have it today. Like, there's something. It's one of those games we came out flat, and we just don't have it, and then the game starts going quick, and before you know it, you're going in the fourth quarter, you might only be up by a field goal or down by it's like, we could lose this game, and then what happens? You lose the game, and you're like, why was I ever sad, or not sad, but like, oh, this is going to be a boring one. Why did I ever have that thought? I love boring. Give me the most boring wins ever. Give me absolute blowouts. I will take it. Because you end up with a really bad Saturday, and it happens all across college football now that you take a team a little lightly, you start looking ahead, and before you know it, you've got egg on your face, and you look like an idiot, and you just lost. So I don't expect that to happen. It's definitely, we're not looking past this game on Saturday. That much is clear, and if there's one thing you can say about Mario Cristobal, it is that he respects every opponent, and we come out ready to go. Like, this isn't a team that really comes out flat like some teams of old. We still get beat. We've gotten beat, but we're not going to come out like we know we're not good enough to just throw our helmets on the field and call it a W. Yeah, that's all I got for everyone today. I hope everybody has a great Thursday, a great Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. Let's go Hurricanes, and let's just keep this going, man. It's good times. The team's looking good. We're staying pretty healthy, so that's good. So let's go out there, get the win, and move on. All right, thanks, everyone, for listening. Again, this is Miami Nights, part of the College Huddle Network. You can find us everywhere you listen to podcasts. Obviously, you can find us. You found me. You're listening to me. Please like, subscribe. We got the YouTube channel going now. Please subscribe to that. Give us a like, comment, hate comment, all of that good stuff. I love hate comments. I'll argue with you. Fight me. All right? Next week, we will have a UF preview, and we've got a College Huddle Gator Truth will be coming on that, so I'll have an interview with them to talk UF. But this was just me going solo today for USF. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. Go Canes.